We're going to just hold off a couple moments till Coach arrives, okay? She can. Welcome to the NCAA March Madness first round post-game press conference. Please take this time to silence your cell phones and remember no flash photography is permitted. We would also like to remind you that no outside recording or distribution is permitted by the NCAA for this event. We are joined by the University of Southern California head coach Lindsay Gottlieb and athletes Juju Watkins, India Otto, and Mackenzie Forbes. We ask that you please only ask a question when you have the microphone in your hand and that you state your name and publication each time you are handed the microphone. If you have joined us through Zoom, please raise your hand and include your name and publication when called on as well. Thank you, and we will start with an opening statement from the head coach, move on to questions for the athletes, and then back to questions for Coach.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here. This crowd, I think, speaks to the growth of women's basketball, to the excitement around our team that our players have earned, but it means a lot, and we appreciate the coverage. First of all, I want to credit Texas A&M Corpus Christi for winning a championship, for having 22 wins on the year, bringing a whole lot of fight in here and a lot of pride. I thought they represented themselves really well. And challenged us, and I'm happy to get through the first one. It had been a while since we played. I have players who were eager to get going again, and I think it was a good one for us. I think when you look at the numbers, a team that kind of really disrupts you with zones and traps, to have 25 assists and only 12 turnovers speaks well to us. We obviously started hot, and we have things to work on too, which I know that we'll get back to that tomorrow, but really proud of our team. I think, as I've said before, Juju handles the weight of everything with just a grace that you can't really describe. I thought she had a terrific debut here, made all the right decisions. Kenzie is playing as well, I think, as virtually any guard in the country in terms of leadership and knocking down shots. And I'm proud that India Otto's in here because there's no one as responsible for building this program as Otto. And I think you can't fake who you are as a team and who you are as a person. And I think the way the team reacts when she's out there just shows the character that she has and a huge, the huge impact she's had on our players. So good day for us, and we'll get back to work and have the chance to play another game on Monday night, which we're really grateful for.
All right, we can open to questions for players, and we'll start in the front here.
Coach, right here, LT Willis, TT Sports TV1. This is actually for you and everybody. I don't know about y'all, but I couldn't sleep tonight. But what is it like to finally to get this over with, this first game win for your program? That's for everybody to ask.
You want me to go first, or you want me to defer to her?
If we could defer to the players, that would be great, and then we'll come back to Coach after the players have exited. Thank you.
It feels good. I think, like Coach kind of hinted at, like we were definitely itching to play. Had like essentially 2 weeks of practice, so even like yesterday, I was like, I feel like everyone's playing besides us. But yeah, it definitely feels good to get it under our belt and to be here in Galen. The crowd was awesome today. I think it really affects us, as you can see out there. So yeah, it feels good.
Hey Juju, number one down under your belt. Talk to me about, after getting this win, how excited are you to go through this journey? And also, what advice have you gotten from Cheryl Miller about what it takes to make it through this journey?
Yeah, the first one. I mean, this is like the most exciting time in basketball, so I'm just grateful to be a part of it. And I think that there's a lot on the line, and that really gives us a lot of energy and momentum going into the game. So I'm just excited, as this is my first run. So whatever I need to do to help out the team, I'm going to do it. And as far as advice that I've gotten from GOAT, she's just, she trusts in my mentality. I think we're similar in some ways, as far as just the competitiveness to want to win. And she's just always encouraged that and encouraged me never to lose that. So I'm just here trying to compete with my team.
Rich, KTLA 5 local news. Juju and Mackenzie and the team, congratulations on the win. You guys are both really dependable scorers. The defense, though, tonight was highlighted. 7 blocks in that first quarter, 3 steals, 2 back-to-back steals, 4 blocks. How did that kind of set the tone defensively to get out to that really good start?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I think we probably felt like we could have been a lot better defensively. But yeah, obviously, like, Juju's a great shot blocker, and, I try to be as active as I can defensively because when we're running out in transition, I think that's when we're playing our best. So I think we definitely had a couple hubs where we're like, we need to string some stops together so we can kind of get that pace back, which I thought we did a good job of in the third quarter. So.
Jill Painter Lopez, KCAL CBS. Juju, the single season scoring record, which you got tonight. Obviously, I'm sure you and Cheryl have talked about it, but what does that mean to you, and what has she talked to you about that? And I would imagine you guys have had some fun with that.
Oh, I wasn't even aware that happened, but I'm just grateful, honestly, to Coach has so much trust in me, and I'm grateful for that, and my teammates have so much trust in me, so I'm just grateful to be in that mention and to be part of the Trojan legacy. Right on.
Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, well. Oh, gotcha. Well, okay, you go. I didn't know either.
Duke Nino win with the LA Times. Juju, I feel like we always ask India about you, so if we could just ask you about India, just what's it like seeing her have this moment? You guys go way back, so what's it like celebrating this moment for her?
I was more excited for Otto than those are the best points I've seen all season. So I was more excited for her than the win. Well, no, I'm not gonna say that. that's far, but she deserves it, bro. Like, we see her score every day in practice, so to see her come out and just, I don't know, she lit up the crowd tonight, bro. So, congrats.
Luke Evans, Orange County Register. Just to piggyback off that, India, you've been through this program for 5 years, a lot of ups and downs. You've seen it all, and to have a moment like tonight where you see this crowd so full at Galen and all cheering for you, arguably the loudest that they were all night. Just what does that mean, and just this journey to you?
I think honestly words fall short to describe what that feeling meant to me. I literally got goosebumps after I hit that 3 and I was coming back down, and just to hear the crowd. As you mentioned, I've been here for 5 years, and my first year there was nobody in the stands, and obviously last year we went to Blacksburg and played and didn't make it past the first round, so it's incredible to make it past this round. You don't take those moments for granted, but yeah, it was incredible. I mean, that's a core memory made for me for sure, and I felt like just a culmination of everything that I've put in to this program the last 5 years, and it was really, really special.
Yeah, this is for Juju. Bill Plaschke, LA Times. You committed 1 turnover in the game, and it was the first play of the game. What's going through your mind?
Oh my
God! How do you fight the feeling of, oh no, here we go again?
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, how do you?
Oh, like when I turned it over?
Yeah, it was the very first play, first time you touched the ball. In your
I
first
mean,
tournament game.
I gave myself a little grace, knowing that this is. It was like the first play. I haven't played in 2 weeks, so I was like, okay, like let me get it back. But that's crazy. That's good news.
We have about time for 1 or 2 more questions, so Blue will go first.
Will Camardella, Annenberg Media. Juju, I'm curious, now that you've gotten your first March Madness game out of the way, I'm curious in terms of what you expected versus what it was actually like in terms of intensity of the opponent, pressure on yourself, knowing 1 loss ends your season, sort of what do you take away from that experience moving forward?
I think it's just important to have confidence. I have a lot of confidence in this team. It's a lot on the line, but at the end of the day, I trust that my teammates and I are going to get the job done because we put in so much work. But honestly, I didn't know what to expect. Still don't really know what to expect, but I'm just here for the ride, knowing what I need to do every game. So I'm just going to give all that I can, and hopefully that ends with the result that we want.
And this will be our last question, Sue. Thank you.
Mackenzie, you're maybe the only one on the team that has NCAA, one of the few NCAA tournament experience. You guys were at an extreme high after the Pac-12 championship, and then this is obviously a big high. How do you get the team settled down and face Kansas, which is going to be quite the battle on Monday?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think we have a group. Obviously I'm the only one with tournament experience, but I think we've been battle tested all throughout the season. We have the double overtime game at Arizona. I had to kind of pull that one out and then come down, turn around and beat ASU. Then we have double time versus UCLA in Vegas, have to turn around and play Stanford. So those are no easy matches back to back. So I think in a way with that kind of rapidly matured us. So I think, this team is really hungry, and I think we don't really have trouble kind of getting people focused back in. I think this team wants to win so bad. We know, that this is our shot. So I think, it takes everyone up here, helps in leading the team in that way. So.
All right. Thank you, girls.
Thank you.
And we can start again with the gentleman in the brown sweater. So you can start with your question for Coach.
Sorry, my two little ones are sitting over here. I'm making sure someone's not getting tackled or whatever. Yeah, Mama. Do you know who's sitting here? Her two favorite words are SC and Juju. So, smart girl. Yes, up. Here they come. Are you guys okay if they just sit here? Yeah. Okay, got you. You want to sit here? Can you sit here, Jay? Can you sit in the seat? No.
Hello.
Just sit here.
Yes.
Yep. Go for it. Sorry for the distraction.
Okay, Coach, as I
Yes.
was saying earlier, what's it like for you to finally, this game is over with now and everything, but getting to this point, what was going through your mind as the game started? What was going through your mind?
I mean, we're not unique to have a bit of a. Sorry, Jay. Not near the mic. Not near the mic.
It's double, yes.
Yeah. What does he see from the stat sheet?
Oh, it's scary.
Yep, she's locked in. Sorry. It's we're not unique in that we had 2 weeks. We probably had less than some people who didn't play all the way through their conference championship game. But I think there's a balance of excitement, nerves, energy. But once that ball goes up, I'm enamored by the crowd. I think we never take it for granted how this community has come out for us, for this team. The change that's happened so rapidly with that. Yes, it's so amazing, and I think the feeling of the building puts me at ease, because then it's just our team playing a game, and you get into the moment and you try to make adjustments and make sure I give the players a chance to be as successful as possible.
Coach, right here, Steve Finley, Culver City News, Culver City Observer. What do you take from the NBA to come into a situation? You've had a lot of experience in college.
Yep.
What do you take from the NBA at the highest level in the world? What do you take from that to bring into your situation here at USC?
So, I mean, there's a lot of things, to do something for 20 years, coach women's college basketball, and then pivot and go to the NBA. We probably don't have enough time to tell you how life-changing that was for me, how much it expanded my mind. But just specific to your question right now, I think there's two really major things. The first is that coming back to college basketball at a time when NIL and the transfer portal and player autonomy kind of has exploded, I think, maybe my mindset was already a little bit more there. I'm kind of more progressive in terms of just wanting, players to have rights and abilities. But having spent time in the NBA where you just have to understand that this is the player's career. Of course they're trying to make money. Of course they're trying to advance their career. And at the same time, it doesn't work unless your locker room is about what impacts winning. So I think that's translated really well, the experiences I had there, and watching, JB Bickerstaff really manage that, of how you handle a locker room and how those things can happen at the same time, where you care about winning, but also you care about individual players' goals, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing I would say is the spacing and the actions that we run and the type of offense we want to play. And obviously, if you throw a player like Juju into the mix and Mackenzie Forbes, I can do more NBA-style things, and Rhea's really embraced kind of using the space to her advantage and things like that. So I would say the mentality and the offensive spacing and actions that we try to run. But you have to sit still or you're gonna go. You gotta sit still or you're gonna go. She can't control herself. You can. Please sit.
Hey, Coach, Connor Morissette with 24/7 Sports. Congrats on a great team win. I know it's so early with Juju in her career, but passing the single-season scoring mark with Cheryl, when I call her a generational talent right now, even though she has so much in front of her, what's your response to that?
Say, you'd be crazy if you didn't call her that, right? I mean, I haven't been afraid to talk about how good we think Juju is, especially with what's going on in real time here. Like when you guys said she broke the single-season scoring record, I mean, that's crazy for any freshman. It's when you think about it, at USC, where the woman she surpasses is literally the best basketball player of all time. Certainly in college, Cheryl's pro career was obviously, cut short by injury. So I just think we're watching something really spectacular happen with Juju. I was on some call the other day where I said, I think we can analyze stats, and we can talk about turnovers or shooting efficiency or what have you, but to look at the overarching thing of the impact she's had on a program, she makes others around her better, not just with she has attention and she kicks, for a three for somebody else. Ryan is actually her favorite person in the world, so this is going to go well. But she makes those around her better by, I believe there's a greater confidence in our locker room all the time because the way Juju carries herself, or there's a striving for excellence. Like whether she says it or not, she impacts those around her to want to achieve greatness, and I think that's where some of this lies too. We have other terrific players. We would not be here without Kayla Padilla and Rhea and Mackenzie Forbes. I could go on and on, Clarice. I mean, all the ways that we've won games. But in terms of what the impact on this program that she's had, I don't know if there's a player that's had it in their freshman year on a program like ever. And so I think we can recognize that as well.
Lindsay, hey, Lindsay.
Yes.
Specifically, just tonight, you mentioned yesterday you went through and dissected every single coverage that, Juju's faced this year. And tonight looked like she was playing very kind of measured and was making a lot of reads that she's kind of developed as, a player over the course of time. How have you seen her progress as a passer and in those areas of her game and as an overall engine of the offense and forcing shots?
Yeah, I mean, I think we've seen a lot of improvement. I think tonight, if she shoots the three ball better tonight, it probably looks like one of her best games on the offensive end, because I thought she attacked when it was time to attack. I thought she kicked when it was time to kick. I thought she shot pull-ups. She got to the rim. She took open threes. I think she's continued to improve. It's funny, Bill, you mentioned the first play of the game. I went straight to kind of an ISO for her to see what are they going to do. They kind of single covered her on that one, and she just, muffed it a little bit, but I can go back to that. I can go to something else. We definitely understand that we can put her in spots on the floor, and she's going to make the right read. A couple times I put her on the post, and I thought she had great passes, right, out of the post. I mean, I think she really just can understand spots on the floor now. And this team, Corpus Christi threw a lot of various looks at us, like the traps and stuff, and you just got to make plays out of it. And other people, really made plays as well. Obviously, Forbes, he shot it really well, and, Rhea finished when it was her time to do so. But a lot of, the defensive schemes we see are because of what people are trying to plan around Juju.
All right, and we have time for one last question. Thank you.
Hey, Coach. McKenna Keel, Pac-12.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That was fun to watch. I think it's obvious to anyone who's spent time around this team, obviously seeing Reese and Jordan up there with you, that it's truly a family. But I think we all got to see that tonight with the way that the team reacted to India's buckets. How do you carry that with you through this run, and just how special and unique is it?
Yeah. Well, I think this might be Jordan's last press conference for a while, so thank you guys for bearing with him, although Reese had a lot to say. But I think what I've talked with our team about, this is a unique situation that we're in terms of, I think we've played this whole year to kind of, show people who we are and establish who we are and then bring that people. Now we're sitting, with a 1 seed. But what I've talked with them over these last 10 days about is keeping the joy that we have while also playing with a sense of urgency. And I think that's what you saw in the Pac-12 tournament, right? Like I think we haven't played with the weight of the world on our shoulders. I think we've played like we have, a lot of fun together and we really love one another. But then with an urgency that we often are the toughest team out there and we've out-rebounding people and, you can't just be loose and happy. You got to be loose and happy with legs behind it and how tough we're going to be. And that's what we want to keep. And when you do that, people throw around the term family, but it's these players every day showing up, buying in. And like I said, you can't fake how they feel about Otto. And that's because Otto's been that person, for the entire year, every single day. And I think that's when those real bonds and stuff come. So I think it's a real strength of ours. I do. It's not to say other teams don't have it. I don't know. But for us, like we carry that as a confidence builder that we have what we need here. We're really in it for the right reasons, and we want to keep playing as long as we can. But obviously, Kansas is going to pose, a ton of issues on Monday. They're a really good team, and we got to be ready for that because joy alone and togetherness alone doesn't get stopped. So we got to put, a scouting report behind that and really get the job done too. And I think the players understand that.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, guys.